What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be reacting to every first round, first overall pick in every single NFL draft since the draft was first made. So this goes all the way up to the most recent draft with the Jaguars selecting Trayvon Walker. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, or you just want to support me, if you guys want to see more of this, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, comment down below what you want me to do, whether it's gaming, whether it's reaction, whether it's even vlogs. I might come out with some vlogs soon. I don't actually quite know yet, but we do have a lot of very cool stuff coming to the channel. Anyways, yeah, just be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Go check out this guy as well. Sports History is his name. So be sure to give him some love. And yeah, so let's get into the reaction. Alright, so yeah, here we go. I was going to say something else real quick. I do know that the first overall pick in the NFL was in 1936. That was the first ever NFL draft. And I do know that the first draft pick ever in NFL history was the first winner of the Heisman Trophy. His name was like Jay Berwanger or something. So yeah, I will go through the first few. Maybe pause it afterwards, maybe not. I do know a lot of the first overall picks though, because I'm kind of a nerd. I'm not even gonna lie. I know a lot about NFL history and world history, and video games and stuff. So I am kind of a nerd, but whatever. I don't really care. It's just what I do if I'm really bored. But anyways, yeah, I do know a lot of the first overall picks. So anyways, let's get into the video. So every first overall draft pick in NFL history 2022 edition. Let's go. So yeah, there's Jay Berwanger. Sam Francis from Nebraska. The Eagles got both of the picks. There's Corbett Davis from Indiana for my LA Rams. Let's see. Yeah, that was one of the Cardinals with the Chicago Cardinals. There's Bill Dudley going to the Steelers. Frank Sinkwich. I know Sinkwich going to the Lions. Charlie Trippy as well. I know him. The Boston Yanks. Oh my gosh. There's the Washington Redskins, or maybe they were the Boston Braves at that time. I don't know. But there's the Redskins. There's Chuck Bednarik, however you want to say his name. The greatest linebacker of all time. At least one of them. Bill Wade, Bobby Garrett, Harry Babcock, George Shaw. And before you get confused with that Colts logo, that is actually not the same Colts that are in Indianapolis today. That team was created, they suspended operations, or they folded or something like that, and then they came back and then they moved to Indianapolis. So that is actually the original Colts, but then there was a second Colts team that came and they moved to Indianapolis in like 1984 or something. And I also have another story about Jay Berwanger. He was originally drafted by the Eagles, and then I think his rights were traded to the Bears, or he was traded to the Bears, but he actually never played in the NFL ever because the Bears could not meet his salary demands. So he went to go work in sales. He went to go get a job in sales for a rubber company. So he could have been, I don't know if he would have been great in the NFL, but he could have been playing in the NFL. It wasn't that big of a deal back then, but he could have been playing in the NFL, but instead he went on to go play or go work in a rubber factory for sales. So yeah, that is kind of crazy though. So yeah, let's just continue this now. Colorado A&M was a school. There's Paul Hornung. I know him. He was a quarterback at Notre Dame. There was really a guy named King Hill. What in the world? There's Billy Cannon, the running back from LSU. Ernie Davis, the Heisman Trophy winning running back from Syracuse, went to the Redskins. Terry Baker, Dave Parks, Tucker Fredrickson, Tommy Nobis. Look at the old Falcons logo. Bubba Smith going to the Colts. I think that Colts logo, that's the second Baltimore Colts, which is the ones that exist now. I think that's the second team. I don't remember whenever the first Baltimore Colts team disbanded or whatever you want to call it, but I do know that is probably the second team because they came around in like the 60s or something. Oh my gosh, O.J. Simpson going to the Bills in 1969. Terry Bradshaw was a first overall pick, and Jim Plunkett. I actually didn't know Terry Bradshaw or Jim Plunkett were. There's the Houston Oilers. Wow. There's Steve Bartkowski, the quarterback. Leroy Selman. I know Leroy Selman. Earl Campbell, the running back from Texas. I think he won a Heisman Trophy. Campbell was nasty. Nobody could ever bring him down. Kenneth Sims. John Elway went first overall to the Colts, but then he got traded to the Broncos, and the rest is history. Bruce Smith went first overall to the Bills, the all-time sack leader. Bo Jackson and Vinny Testaverde back-to-back. I think that was the second time the Bucs had back-to-back picks, but Bo Jackson is kind of a funny story because he was a multi-sport athlete. He's like Deion Sanders. He's like primetime. He was a multi-sport athlete, and then he was drafted in the NFL as a running back. I don't think he ever played for the Bucs, though. I think the Buccaneers traded him to the Raiders. I know he played for the Raiders, and he was really, really freaking good. Nobody could ever take down Bo Jackson. And this is pretty funny. I know this from watching a Family Guy clip. Excuse me. I know this from watching a Family Guy clip. If you play Tecmo Bowl on like the NES or something, and you play as the Raiders, Bo Jackson is on that team, and he's like a 100 overall. You actually just cannot tackle Bo Jackson in that game. It's actually really funny. Oh, there's Troy Aikman in 1989 going to the Cowboys. He's not a very good commentator. Troy Aikman's not a very good commentator. It's the Cowboys and the Colts that just keep on switching picks. There's Drew Bledsoe, the guy who was the predecessor to Tom Brady. There's Kajana Carter and Keyshawn Johnson, two of the biggest busts ever. Orlando Pace, my boy. Guys, if you don't know, I'm a Rams fan, by the way. But Orlando Pace was the left tackle for the greatest show on turf. He was blocking my boy Kurt Warner in the Super Bowls. Orlando Pace, I think he's in the Hall of Fame. He should be. He was a really freaking good offensive tackle. I never knew he went first overall. There's Peyton Manning going first overall to the Colts. And I think coming up, that's Tim Couch from Kentucky. Yeah, Tim Couch. A very big bust, but it wasn't really his fault. Courtney Brown as well. That was the first pick in Brady's draft. Probably nobody even knows who he is. Here are some of the notable ones. Michael Vick, David Carr, Carson Palmer, Eli Manning. If you don't remember, Eli Manning was drafted first overall by the Chargers. Phillip Rivers, I think, was drafted at number 2 by the Giants, and then they just traded picks. They just swapped players. The Giants won that trade, obviously. They got 2 Super Bowls with Eli Manning, beating the undefeated Patriots and the Patriots again in 2 Super Bowls, which everybody already knows. And there's Alex Smith, who has an incredible story about his leg. He almost lost his life and lost his leg whenever he played for the football team / Commanders / Commies / Redskins / Deadskins / Reskins. They have a lot of names. But there's Alex Smith. So, yeah, Carson Palmer as well for the Bengals. David Carr, who got sacked 76 times in his rookie year. Even though he had Tony Baselli as an offensive lineman, but I don't think Baselli ever played for the Texans. I don't know. Mario Williams, my boy from NC State. I'm an NC State fan as well. That's why I posted that vlog. Jamarcus Russell, one of the biggest, if not the biggest bust of all time. Jake Long, who was an offensive lineman, went first overall to the Dolphins. Matthew Stafford, Sam Bradford for my Rams. He was a terrible pick. There's Cam Newton, the best quarterback in Panther history. Andrew Luck, who probably would have been a Hall of Fame quarterback if he didn't get injured so much. Eric Fisher in the terrible 2013 class. Jadeveon Clowney, Jameis Winston, Jared Goff. I hate Jared Goff so much. He did nothing for us. Myles Garrett, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, and Trayvon Walker. I remember the 2022 draft. Everybody kept on changing the number 1 overall pick. Nobody knew who was going number 1. First, it was Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan. Then it was Ikem Ekwonu from my NC State. I think Trayvon Walker was ultimately everybody's number 1 overall pick after the combine. I remember Joe Burrow getting drafted, though. He played for the stacked 2019 LSU team. I remember being in 6th grade in 2019 watching LSU football. That team was so stacked. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Thaddeus Moss, whatever. He's Randy Moss's son. He's a free agent right now. It doesn't really matter. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Joe Burrow, Sadiq Charles, Lloyd Cushenberry III, which is one of the greatest names I've ever heard, Grant Delpit. They had Patrick Queen. Derek Stingley Jr. was only a freshman, and he went maybe number 2 or number 3 overall to the Texans in 2022. That was a stacked team. I miss that team. Kyler Murray as well, the COD boy, going to the Cardinals. I think that's it, though. Yeah, that's it. So, there we go. So, yeah. So that was every first overall draft pick in NFL history, 2022 by Sports History. Yeah, Sports History. So that'll do it for this video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Check out Sports History. I always forget to link channels in the description. If I do remember, be sure to check them out. Other than that, though, I love you all.